Hey everyone, quick news update today. There was a study released today on the JAMA, basically the JAMA Journal or the JAMA Network. It's not the most reputable in the world, but it's a reasonable, it is something to note. So August 24th here, 2022. Let's take a look. Percentage of heavy drinking days following psilocybin-assisted psychotherapy versus placebo in the treatment of adult patients with alcohol use disorder, a randomized clinical trial submitted by one Michael P. Bogenschutz, MD, Stephen Ross, MD, and Snell Bot, MD. So the key points here are: the question was, does psilocybin-assisted treatment improve drinking outcomes in patients with alcohol use disorder relative to outcomes observed with placebo medication? And their findings were, so this is what their finding is. This is what the conclusion they're saying is today. In this double-blind randomized trial with 93 participants, so kind of a small trial, in my personal opinion. I'm not a scientist, but I think this would not be considered a small trial generally. But for a layperson, it is considered. I personally, for a layman, it seems small. But for I mean, I've seen trials that are just like 5 people, 10 people. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not small. So 93 participants. The percentage of heavy drinking days during 32 weeks of follow-up was significantly lower in the psilocybin group than in the other group, then I guess in the placebo group. Diphenhydramine. Diphenhydramine. Let's see what that means. Diphenhydramine. What is that? It is an antihistamine used to relieve symptoms of allergy, hay fever, and the common cold. Okay. So it's placebo, basically, right? It looks like it was a placebo. So they're basically what they're saying is that it works, basically. It helps. And the meaning of the results, this is their scientific interpretation of the results. The results in this trial showed that psilocybin administered in combination with psychotherapy produced robust decreases in the percentage of heavy drinking days compared with those produced by placebo and psychotherapy. So it's interesting. So a couple of things to note here. So it looks like both of these, both the placebo group and the other group, were both not just giving them psilocybin. They were obviously getting psychotherapy as well. And then you also have the selection problem. I don't know how they selected these people, and if they knew they were going to be in a psychedelic study. There's a bunch of problems with studies, and you can have a whole course on that. But I mean, this seems like a legit finding, and it's something we already know. We don't really need a study to know. Like, yeah, rather than doing anything, for most people, if you're psychologically healthy, probably under the supervision of a doctor, doing psychedelics, specifically here doing psilocybin, would probably benefit you and would probably have beneficial effects. For people that have tried psychedelics, we kind of would understand how that would work. We kind of see the impact it has and the kind of the self-improvement aspect of psilocybin specifically. So that's the study. I just want to take a look and see how reputable this JAMA journal is. JAMA journal. Let's see what that is. Let's see what we get here. Journal of American Medical Association. So I guess it may be actually reputable. Maybe I was a little harsh in the beginning saying it's not that reputable. It actually seems. Is that what it was? Under? Let's take a look here. What are the author affiliations? That's a good. Let's see. Okay. So Department of Psychiatry, New York University Langone Center. So NYU Langone Center, I know that because of MindMed. So MindMed had some stuff going on there. I think they're doing some research there. So I think they're partnering with some professors or a professor in that center, where they kind of they're doing research basically. So let's take a look here. MindMed partners with NYU Langone Medical Center to launch groundbreaking training for psychedelic therapies and medicine. So it's very focused on the psychotherapy aspect, the human touch aspect. In addition, like complementing the psilocybin, there's a lot of modalities for taking it. There's going to be a lot in 10, 20 years. I'm sure there will be a lot of modalities for taking it. Whether you're talking about an ultra luxury like Arizona style place like Arizona or like even in Wyoming, some like primo place, or you're talking about like an at-home kit or something for more troubled people where you really do want to be under the care and supervision of trained psychotherapists and just trained people that are able to facilitate the experience and kind of to provide medicinal interventions if things get out of hand potentially. Um, you would want that. So it's legit. This is a legit study. This is a pretty legit study, and it's impressive. I'm surprised I haven't read about it actually. So again, just to reiterate, we have a study coming out today that's saying it works. What works? Psilocybin works for helping people recover from alcoholism with when paired with psychotherapy. Let's take a look. Let's continue here and take a further look at the author affiliations here. So, University of New Mexico School of Medicine, excellent. Carson City, Nevada, change companies. I don't know what those are. Let's take a look at that. The change. City. Hmm. Small company that makes a big difference. Our team of clinicians, writers, artists, and regional industry experts work hard to create and deliver products that help millions of people make positive lives. I'm not sure. Okay. So, okay. I see. So they're just like that kind of. Are they for profit, non-profit? I don't know. Well, that's fine. So it's a legit thing we're talking about here. It's not a joke. It's not some sham BS study. It's a legit study from Langone. Langone is I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. I believe that's the right way to say it. NYU Langone. But yeah, it's a legit study, and it's another pebble in the big bucket that needs to be built. We have the weights, the balance, and pebble after pebble, we keep putting pebbles in this bucket where at some point it's gonna just drop to the ground, and the FDA will have to approve, and there won't be anything standing in our way any longer, and the country can be healthier, and everyone can be better off, and investors will do well as well, of course.